Hello. Today we are talking about managing the global pipeline.
There are 5 content of this topic which are:
First is the trend towards globalization in the supply chain. Second is gaining visibility in the global pipeline. Third is organizing for global logistics. Fourth is thinking global, acting global. And last subtopic is the future of global sourcing.
Firstly, for the introduction, we must know the logic of globalization is strong, but we must recognize that it also presents certain challenges. The first challenges is world market are not homogeneous, which means each country has their own preferences. So, there is still requirement for local variations in many product categories. Second challenges is there is a high level of coordination. The complex logistics of managing global supply chains may result in higher costs and extended lead times. This graph shown the trade-off in global logistics. First, we look into production line. The line shown downward sloping curve because if we produce product from local market to global market, the cost per unit will decrease because we need to produce more. Next, inventory line in local market is slightly going down because the more we keep the inventory, the cheaper the holding cost per unit. But, in the global market the line slightly going up, so we need to rent another warehouse to keep surplus inventory. The third line shown materials line is downward sloping because if the organization go to global market, they need to produce more product. Thus, the need to buy material in bulk to get cheaper price and vice versa. Last is the transportation line is going up. It is because if we go to global market, we need to send the product to others' country. The first subtopic is the trends towards globalization in the supply chain. There are 3 ways of implement the global logistics strategies. First, is focused factories. Second, centralization of inventories. Last is postponement and localization. Focused factories is: limit the range and mix of products manufactured in single location. The company can achieve considerable economies of scale.
Centralization of inventories is: consolidating inventory into fewer locations can substantially reduce total inventory requirement. Organizations have to steadily closing national warehouse and put them together into regional distribution centers.
Last, postponement and localization is: postponement is delayed configuration. Based on the principle of seeking to design products using common platforms, but where the final assembly or customization does not take place until the final market destination.
There are 3 advantages of the strategy of postponement.
First advantages is: inventory can be held at a generic level, so that there will be fewer stock keeping variants, and less inventory in total. Second way it is: because the inventory is generic, its flexibility is greater, meaning that the same components, modules or platforms can be embodied in a variety of end products. The third way: forecasting is easier at the generic level than at the level of the finished them.
The second subtopic is gaining visibility in the global pipeline.
One of the features of global pipeline is that there is often a higher level of uncertainty about the status of a shipment whilst in transit. Shipping, consolidation and customs clearance all contribute to delays and variability in the end-to-end lead time of global supply chains. One emerging tool that could greatly improve the visibility across complex global supply chains is supply chain event management.
The Internet can provide the means. The use of XML communication across the web means that even the organization with different information system can be linked together.
The figure shows the progression from the traditional, limited scope of supply chain visibility, to the intended goal of an intelligent supply chain information system. Event management advantage is that, it can look across network, thus, enabling connected processes, to be monitored and, if necessary it can be modified. In reality, event management needs to be restricted, to the critical paths in that network. By such features as, long lead to react to unplanned event, reliance on single sources suppliers and bottlenecks.
Now, we move to subtopic 3, which are organizing for global logistics.
The specific market environment and industry characteristics will differ. General principles are beginning to emerge.
First principle is, the strategic structuring and overall control of logistics flows must be centralized, to achieve worldwide optimization of costs. Next principle is, the control and management of customer service must be localized against the requirements of specific markets, to ensure competitive advantage is gained and maintained. Moreover, as the trend towards outsourcing everything except core competencies increases, then so does the need for global coordination. Last principle is, a global logistics information system is the prerequisite for enabling the achievement of local service needs, whilst seeking global cost optimization.
Now, I will explain more about the first principles, which are structure and control.
Only through centralized planning and coordination of logistics can the organization hope to achieve the twin goals of cost minimization and service maximization.
Now, I will elaborate about customer service management.
Customer service management, where the opportunities for tailoring service against individual customer requirement are great. Key account management has become a widely adopted approach for managing the interfaces between suppliers and their global customers.
The third principle that I will explain is outsourcing and partnerships.
In logistics, where the provision of transport, warehousing, and inventory control is increasingly subcontracted to specialists or logistics partners. To manage and control this network of partners and suppliers requires a blend of both central and local involvement.
The last principle that I will explain is logistics information.
The information system is the mechanism whereby the complex flows of materials, parts, subassemblies, and finished products throughout the pipeline can be coordinated to achieve cost-effective service. The great advances that are being made in introducing quick response logistics systems are all based upon information flow from the point of actual demand directly into the supplier's logistics and replenishment systems.
Now, we move to second last subtopic is thinking global, acting local.
The first thinking global is network structuring for production and transportation optimization, while acting local is customer service management. The second thinking global is information system development and control, while acting local is gathering market intelligence. The third thinking global is inventory positioning, while acting local is warehouse management and local delivery. The fourth thinking global is sourcing decisions, while acting local is customer profitability analysis. Next, the thinking global is international transport mode and sourcing decision, while acting local is liaison with local sales and marketing management. And lastly is the thinking global is trade-off analysis and supply chain cost control, while the acting local is human resource management.
The last subtopic for managing the global pipeline is the future of global sourcing. In this subtopic, there are 4 challenges of global sourcing.
First challenges is transportation cost. This is because, if we want to enter international market, the transportation cost will increases due to use ship and airplane to send our products to other countries. The second challenges is currency exchanges. This is because each country has their own currency. Therefore, selling activity will be difficult due to the use of foreign currency. For example, all foreign currencies are used in the form of USD or Bitcoin. The third challenges is environmental issues. Some countries are concerned about environmental issues. For example, there are some countries that do not accept goods that use pallets, because they fear the pallets contain viruses that can damage the country. The last challenges is obsolescence. If organizations want to expand their business globally, they need to buy a lot of raw materials to process many products. However, the trend is rapidly changing. Therefore, items that not be sold will be expired.